Like, he can't run past the enemy model if Reinforce just kind of sat in the doorway and had another person to plug the hole. But yeah, because of him dying, he has to wait to reinforce. But he also did heal himself. You saw, it's like, why would you use a bar grenade if you're trying to die? Well, because he can still help build up ult percent from that too.
Well, now AKM will be at the front lines there as well. He'll try and get a bit of damage and then he'll probably just fall back now. He's in a great position to come out and just make some damage happen. Rouget as well, in a position where he can't see much of his team. The wall's in the way, it makes it very hard to get the healing down. He does throw the biotic grenade and he actually manages to kill AKM himself. But Unko, 2 kills in that fight, that's pretty big now. Litation falls to Tvik there, and now Rouget going to have to back away. Miro is charged up well and truly, but he's already lost his shield now and there's nothing to be done to keep him alive. Rouget tried with the biotic grenade, but this is Rogue actually weathering the storm really quite well. Problem is now, this is probably their weakest point they're going to be at for the next few fights. They're only going to have one ultimate. Tvik would like to charge up at one more Blizzard here from this damage on the back, but it's going to be hard to do.
I'd imagine he's going to have it during the fight. I think the problem for Rogue is now is, yeah, you've used a lot of ultimates, you're down to just a Graviton Surge, but there's still a good chance for ults to come up in the fight. It's just about coordinating it correctly, right? You have your Shatter, you have the Blizzard coming up, you have the Nano Boost. AKM could most likely get a Death Blossom off as well. But Lunatic don't want to give the opportunity. They have a Nano Boost, they have Litation with Death Blossom coming up, but he's not in line of sight, and he gets taken immediately by AKM. He doesn't get the chance to use the Wraith form.
Yeah, Graviton Surge used there as well, and well, this is going to be pretty much a roll over for Tvik, the rope-a-dope as well. It's going to be Rouget to fall down, and now he's got himself yet another Blizzard to use in the next fight. Now, I said that last fight was going to be the weakest Rogue would have been. The one ultimate's all they needed to use. Wins. Graviton came in, Rogue followed up perfectly, and now they have 3 to roll on with. The Earth Shatter from Reinforce on the back of that fight also was instrumental. And look at this. Well, guess what? We're going to do it all over again with AKM coming in from the top.
Rinse and repeat. Actually,
this is smart.
Yeah, Litation going to challenge out on this one, and the Zard Shield's going to be there. Not to mention the healing. You can see Litation just trying to help Rouget build up an ult percent, but not to mention at 12 HP, and AKM takes him down, and he has the opportunity to push back in, but they're not going to commit this one. I think they're just going to sit back, use his ult advantage that you still have, and force Lunatic to have to wait for that 6 man to come back.
After last time, what AKM did to Lunatic with those ults coming in with the Death Blossom over the top, they are not going to go through that door until they've dealt with AKM. That means they need to invest a lot of time or go somewhere else, take a different route. For example, this. Esker now going to try and go off towards the side. Now, they still can't pick AKM off from here. He can still use the pillar for safety, and AKM can see them. He gives the call over towards Rogue and lets them know. The reason why this is a good push for Lunatic is because they're not vulnerable to AKM from the top, but he's just going to come through the front there. He doesn't even care. Not even saying hello. No pleasantries being exchanged whatsoever. He just goes in and gets the carnage going. Litation trying to help his team out there as well, but only 1 kill. Rouget going to fall, and Litation was right after him.
That area to fight in for Lunatic you have to kind of question it. I mean, the Mei wall can be so important when it comes to holding on to that, but when you have the coordination of Rogue of speed boosted AKM while being nano boosted, you're not going to get a wall up in time to stop him from doing the damage he's able to do. Yes, you have the sound barrier out of Lunatic. They're trying to save some ultimates here. They've actually swapped Litation from the Reaper over to Tracer, realizing he's just not able to win out in these trades against AKM. So they're hoping for the Graviton Surge Pulse Bomb combo to be enough to finish them off. But as long as Nox holds onto the sound barrier, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to completely nullify that. And you know that's exactly why Nox is holding onto it here. AKM able to use the wall actually just to shield his approach and actually make it impossible to see that he's coming for him. Now the sound barrier comes out, the Blizzard's down, and AKM has to wait for that one to be done. And now it's going to be a Rogue Blizzard laid down. Esker and Miro get 2 kills. You can see they're trying to stay scarce of the cold winds. And AKM sort of caught out in the open here. Gets the shield over from Winds. Now he's looking for Toby, but Toby very slippery and hard to hit. And AKM over his left shoulder, of course. It's Esker trying to deal with him now. Couple shots would do the job. Yes, it's going to be Nox to help him out. Still good damage being done. See the Nano Boost coming out on towards Dean. It's not going to be enough. He's going to be knocked down. Reinforce can't hit the charge, but it's okay. A Fire Strike shoot the shield will hurt Dean. He's being kept alive here from the Ana behind him now. Reinforce is going to go in and finish the job. One more swing of the hammer should really do it. But the healing coming out on towards Dean is incredible. He actually catches out on towards Unko. Both sides trade their Ana's out, and now Miro comes back in to reinforce.
Litation, he's looking for a pulse bomb, but I don't think he has enough teammates to make this one work. You can not to mention see Winds pushing directly at him, trying to force him back. And
27 seconds.
Will come back in, but they're throwing everything they have, even the kitchen sink, just to contest the point. Just looking for some sort of capture.
Yeah, Litation having to recall out of that one. He realized he didn't have the damage, and AKM going to come through. Has himself the Nano Boost, the Death Blossom coming, but only gets 1 kill, and that was without the ultimate even being used. But he's pushing forward. He finds Litation. That's the Tracer being taken down. Rouget could be an option there, and now he's going to be caught on his own. 6 seconds left. The Lunatic don't have anyone on the point. They've got no one to come and retake it, and Rogue are going to get the full hold on the second point. That's huge. What a great start for the first half.
And they held it for a long time. Keep in mind, they lost the first point on the first attack. To defend for pretty much 6 minutes there is not easy to do. But they're able to cycle the ultimates correctly, not to mention use the positioning and the surprise factor of being on the defensive side completely to their advantage. And Lunatic, they swapped. They tried multiple things. They tried the Reaper. They tried to contest AKM head-to-head. They tried the Tracer. And none of it seemed to work. They just could not get a break at all.
And credit to Rogue here as well, because they knew that they were going to have to dig in for a long winter to try and withstand what Lunatic High were going to be bringing towards them. And they made sure they used those ults just in pairs. They didn't overcommit at all. You notice the only time we saw the sound barrier come out is when we actually saw Lunatic High establish decent position on towards the point. But then the response came in from AKM, and Koa managed to stop them. We're seeing them in pairs. It's been really, really good. The Graviton surge from wins in one fight, where I said this is the weakest point for Rogue, only having that one ultimate up against 4. They still won it out. The value on using that ultimate, winning the fight, and having Lunatic High commit 3 of their own cannot be understated.
And that Reinforced actually got the charge up. He got the Earthshatter off in that fight after the Graviton surge to hit, I think, 3-4 people. Gave them all the ult % they needed to cycle all over again.
Yeah, and the fact that wins could be 50% again at the end of that fight.
That was Lunatic High's window. I mean, they probably knew generally that there weren't that many ultimates up, and yet they just could not kind of find the weakness of Rogue in those fights. But now the pressure comes on to Rogue, right? If they can only capture that first point, if they can even get it, then that means we have a replay of the map again.
That's right.
That is 100% what possibly can happen. But if they do capture both, they're going to be one map away from being the entire tournament victors, beating the team who knocked them into the loser bracket.
3-1 ahead. It would be a huge boon for Rogue to take through, and then it would be, well, the onus will be on Lunatic High to try and fight back and bring this one even. But let's see what the picks are going to be on this map. Hopefully nothing weird or cheesy here. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case for Lunatic High. And Rogue, they just need to finish the map, that's all. But that is a mammoth task in and of itself. It's so easy to say, it rolls off the tongue, Jason, but in practice, it's far from simple.
And it's going to be on the Genji. He's going to have a tough time, though, with Miro sticking to him, assuming he's going to be doing just that. Drops directly on top of him. He knows dash away, does get the distance created. And Miro actually might be a little overextended, but he does have his leap to get away, so he's not too much fussed about this.
Oh, Eska
has to get the healing. Eska actually backs straight into Tvik, who gets the backstab.
Yeah, Tvik kept himself ferreted away off towards the corner. I think Eska made a miscalculation, didn't expect him to be there. But still, the kill was traded here. Despite Eska going down, Reinforce also fell. That's the Winston out of the picture here for Rogue. Now, Tvik, thinking about Rujay Hong a little bit more. It's like, I need to deal with this guy. But with wins going down, it might just mean a disengage is required for Rogue to set up again. But Tvik's not getting away. Hook comes in, Litation picks him up. That'll be it, though. Lunatic High will be happy enough with that for now.
I like how Tvik's dealing with Miro, actually, because he doesn't ever dash until he knows Miro has used his jump, so he can create space between him and the Winston, so he can't be 1v1. So Miro jumps on top of him, he immediately dashes away, creates a distance, Unsco can heal him, and he's able to get a lot of damage off the back of it. But even with Eska falling, the stall tactic of Lunatic High, Rogue were still not able to push through.
Dragon Blade available for Tvik, though. He didn't waste that or use that in the last fight. See, Miro having to back away, has to be careful, actually. He's going to be used on him now. The Nano Boost also for Tvik. He's low on health, but it's going to let him still penetrate to the back line. Blizzard use on the point, also Sound Barrier for Lunatic High. They are very afraid of this combo from Rogue, and they do expend the ultimates to deal with it. Yeah,
they want to try to go for the first full point hold. I mean, we have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. If Rogue can't even capture this, we could be going back to 2-2 in the series in this best of 7. And the Genji, is it working out? Well, if he can get Dragon Blade back up again, if they can get a Nano Boost in there, maybe they can be ahead of this Blizzard. But there's not that many squishy targets for Tvik to kill. All you really have to hope for is Toby and Rujay Hong, and with the way Toby plays that we've known, he doesn't have an easy opportunity to actually latch on to anyone because of the boops coming in.
Taijun in a good position to stop any sort of push, but Reinforce lands squarely on top of Lunatic High. He scatters them apart, and now he needs to use this shield. Dance it, move back and forth. Gonna be a sound barrier used. Reinforce knocked forward now as the Graviton captures 2 Lunatic High players together. Rujay Hong's gonna fall first in that fight. That's a very good start for Rogue, but they are gonna lose Reinforce yet again, which is expected because you're playing up against a Roadhog. Tvik able to find Dean, and these tanks are starting to fall one by one for Lunatic High. Miro's gonna go down. Tvik's doing it all himself. His team is there to give him the healing, but Tvik is all over this one. Litation falls to the Dragon Blade, and the one-man army, the Ninja going heavy. And now Unco gets caught out there as well too. Yeah, he's like, Tvik, can you help me? No. Wall's going to come up. Tvik's going to be caught away from the rest of his team, and he is on his own here. Not a great time to really use this one, but Reinforce comes back in to help him out. There's going to be healing. In fact, Rujay Hong tries to get some damage down. Not going to work, though. They haven't got the point. They haven't got the players yet for Rogue, but they're trying to stem the flow of Lunatic High players out into this point. And a Reinhardt is not a bad way to do it, but a Winston's even better.
Yeah, Reinforce gets the kill on Rujay Hong, so they don't really have a support. Not to mention, A-Kame takes down Miro. He takes down Dean. The tanks have fallen, and now Rogue have secured a minimum of a replay of the map as Toby's just being forced to run away. They're going to have a hell of a lot of time to finish this off.
Yeah, they'll have a reasonable amount of time. It did take them a few pushes on towards this point to get it, but 5 minutes is what Rogue have to work with. Now, honestly, Lunatic High are at their weakest about now. So you don't have a lot of ults to work with. It's just Miro's primal rage here. And he stays with the Winston and not goes to the Zarya. I'll find it very interesting here.
I love Genji so much on this final point too, because we've seen so many Tracers who can do a hell of a lot of damage, and yeah, you can get a decent amount of kills with a Pulse Bomb, but you don't have that reset factor. You don't have the dash that gives you a lot of survivability. It does a hell of a lot of damage. You slice through the entire enemy team. Even when you pair with the Graviton Surge, you can just tear a team apart if your teammates are there to help chip in some extra. But you can see Tvik on the high ground trying to push back in. Reinforced goes straight over to the Reinhardt and charges in towards the backline. Rui Hong is actually not going to go down. It looks like there's a Phantom Slash there. And now Tvik takes down Lee Tae-jun. They pick up enough kills. The Blizzard's going to stall for some time. And Mira as well, switching to Palmer Rage Form with the help of the Sound Barrier. He's going to buy extra seconds on the clock.
Yep.
But are the reinforcements there?
Yeah, these ults have been hastily used. The Sound Barrier was used, but there's no follow-up. There's no damage on the side of Lunatic High. So these ultimates are used, and Lunatic High can't trade out. They can't do damage. They can't kill heroes. Rui Hong kills himself even. Now the Graviton Surge being used to cut off the rest of the reinforcements. And Tvik, well, it's going to be a breakdancing Lee Tae-jun, but his moves aren't stylish enough. He's going to get cut down. Rogue is standing on the point. Reinforcements are on their way, but will they be quick enough? 6 players stand tall on the point, and Rogue take map number 4. It's 3-1. One more for the European squad, and they will be our Apac Premier champions.
That Genji, Tvik, and Unko together. Unko, to hit those shots, you cannot underestimate how hard it is as an Ana to hit a Genji. To hit a Genji player like Tvik, who can be so fluid, so fast in the air, so fast on the ground, can dodge like crazy. And they're able to keep him alive on just a sliver of HP, constantly healing away. Wins, he's gonna get the play of the game, but the real MVP, it's gotta be Tvik.
How many times have we said that this tournament, by the way?
Which one? MVP Tvik?
Yes.
More than I'd like to count.
Yeah. I mean, again, the first point take from him is very, very big. All we saw is a Genji getting kills, and we're not maybe thinking about what's happening in the back line, because Unco did a great job of setting himself